Welcome to Junction live stream. My name is Alfred Leppänen and we are glad to share this live stream session with you guys all over the world. Here is Vilma Biala and Jonna Kerman. They are going to be one of the interviewers for our partners today. Junction has been going on for almost a day now and the atmosphere is amazing and we are looking forward for the upcoming days. Junction is the biggest hackathon in Europe and the participants come to Junction from all over the world to tackle challenges that are set by our partner companies. We have invited these partners today to our live stream sessions for some questions and discussions about their challenges and about their company. So yeah, and let's go through some facts and stats about Junction then.
Yeah, so yesterday we actually had an incredible opening ceremony, which you should definitely check out on YouTube. If you type in Junction 2018 opening ceremony, you will find it there. And this year Junction it's the fourth time Junction is organized. The first time was in 2015, and it's been growing exponentially throughout participants, volunteers, partners, and also the concept. I believe that this is the best so far, and it's been growing in quality as well throughout the years. And actually at this venue right now, there's over 1,500 people from 105 nationalities.
That's cool.
That is amazing.
It's an insane amount, and it's great that we have all of them under this roof and all of them working together. And I think another number that's really, really big is for all of the Junction events this year, we've had over 10,000 applications. Yeah. Imagine that globally. So this is insane. And obviously globally it has been growing and will be growing, and actually this live stream also will be viewed worldwide. It's pretty cool.
That is cool. Yeah.
Jonna, what do we have on the agenda today?
So basically we have 60 partners here in the venue, and today we'll be interviewing 6 partners. First, I think you should be able to see the agenda for the day on the screen now if you won't. Yeah, over here at least. Over here. And at first, we'll be interviewing VKontakte, then we'll talk with Sitra and Relics. Then we'll have a short break, about an hour and a half, and then we'll start with Connect, Junction Budapest, and in the end, we'll be chatting with 3 different companies, Neo, Keychain, and Python. So I think we can have great chats. And you can send questions during the live stream via YouTube channel. So we'll be asking some live stream questions from our interviewing people. So
I'm going to let you guys get to the first interview. I'll be back.
Okay, so after a short break, less than a minute, we're going to have a VK and our partners in here. Yes, see you soon.
See you soon.
Okay, set up.
So we'll apply.
Should we check the sound? No?
Unfortunately, we don't have microphones at the moment.
Oh, okay.
We just need to go with this setup. Yeah.
No worries.
So, just a second. Yeah,
just leave it loud. We just need to speak a bit loudly. That's all.
So yeah, basically we have like shotgun microphone over there. So
So speak loudly.
So we'll be like doing this at first, and then I'll have a little short interview about telling a little bit about your company, and then we'll ask questions.
Okay. Are you from Britain?
No, but I've been living there. So.
Yeah, you have a really nice accent.
Oh, thank you, thank you. It's been a while that I've been speaking actually in English all the time, but yeah,
okay.
It's good that you...
No, it sounds like you're from there, native.
Okay. Thanks.
okay, are we good to go?
Irina Shubina,
yeah,
say it like that. Yeah, just... Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Hello, hi, and I'm Jonna.
Oh, I'm Pavel.
Hello, Alfred.
Hello, Irina.
Jonna.
Hello, Alfred.
Irina. Yeah, nice to
meet you.
Yes, thanks for having us here.
It's awesome.
Heartily welcome, and thank you for accepting our invitation. And yeah, we have VK, so VKontakte here, which is a social media networking service available in 86 languages, and you have about 97 million active users per month.
Right.
Is that right?
Yeah.
And your mission is to connect people, services, and companies by creating simple and convenient communication tools.
That's right.
Would you like to tell something more about your business or mission?
All right, so VK is, I think, one of the most popular websites in Russia, and of course it's the largest social network in Russia. So we are like #1 connecting platform for a lot of people. And what's the most important is in the frame of Junction, I would say that we have amazing team of developers, which is really, really smart and hardworking. It's only around 150 developers work on VK every day.
150?
Which means that we have like huge amount of people who use us. And at the same time, we have really, really small team. But just because everyone is so gifted, it's really fantastic to work with these developers.
Oh, nice.
I know that VK is like the top 10 of the largest sites in the world. So it's not only popular in Russia. I mean, it's pretty big in the world.
That's right, yeah.
And is it your first time in Junction, or have you been
Oh,
a partner
this
before?
is a really good question because we came last year and Pavel been here with the team and I've been here as a judge.
Yeah, we hugged last year.
Oh, right. Oh,
So we thought like it would be great for us to come with a challenge to like introduce the participants to our problems and our ideas.
to see it from
So
both sides.
Yeah. So it would be a great idea.
Okay, that's right. So what are you specifically looking from the partnership with Junction?
Well, from my side, and I'm responsible for marketing, first of all, I would say it's very image event for us. So we came last year and we heard a few times from our colleagues that Junction is really nice event to visit. That's why we came last year. And when we came, we just found it's amazing atmosphere, so many very talented people here. And we decided to come, and as I understand, and I checked, we're the only one Russian company here.
Okay.
Yeah, and for us it's very interesting experience, and I think the possibility to show what we actually do, because there are so many different myths around VK, like what do we do actually and what technologies we have. We would like to tell more about this, so it's something about reputation and to be in touch with community. And
Yeah, I would say that's all about ideas, because I mean, like VK is like a communication service. People use communication services. Everybody uses messengers in some sort of like a way. So everybody can bring some new ideas to the way you use like every communication service.
Yeah, no matter of the
Yeah,
background,
but
yeah.
this is the challenge is very like simple, because like you use it every day. So this is not our own specific problem we would like you to solve. Like this is solution, like a challenge for everyone.
So are you rather looking for new ideas or maybe even new employees?
Well, we got like we actually like got like some guys came to our stand.
Yeah.
Said I'm looking for like maybe some internships and stuff. So yeah, so we are actually looking for
Okay, that's great.
Yeah.
That's good to know. Yeah. So, yeah, would you like to ask about the track or?
Yes, so would you guys are on AI and big data track, and your challenge is hack human interactions.
That's right.
So would you like to talk about that more?
Well, the idea was, for instance, like our real problems that we have. Like, for instance, you have a very huge chat or conference, and if it is larger than like 100 users, there is no way you can use it easily. I mean, like you have lots of messages passing by. There's no way you can navigate to any interesting information. For instance, so we asked the teams to think what they can like, how they can improve this some sort of communications. We actually provided them with some even models. So we actually trained some like toxic content filtering, so they can use it and try to build something on top of that. This is the idea, but this is when they start.
Okay.
They actually came up with like lots of ideas. I think this is some kind of a problem, because the challenge is really broad and the ideas are really great, and it's really hard to implement this during the weekend. I mean, this is a problem.
Yeah, this is the challenge.
The biggest,
like,
yeah. So it was so we actually tried to. I was like, our advice was like, try to find the right balance. I mean, great idea, but try to implement at least something during the weekend.
Just make a minimum viable project.
Yeah,
about
yeah.
somehow, or-
Because the ideas are like we can get like 20 teams, around 20 teams, and the ideas are really cool.
You said you'd want to improve the rather human-to-human interaction or human-to-machine. So, do you see the both tracks in there?
Well, it is mostly human to human right
Okay.
now. But you know, some teams they try to like build some sort of bots. This is a machine, so this is like everything is mixed up.
Sounds so cool. Wow.
And then we also have like a secret team, so they do not share their ideas even with us.
Okay.
So
Okay.
we really like it. We like keep it secret and then tell you tomorrow.
We'll see you tomorrow then.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
So yeah, the
Looking
teams were
forward
able to submit some drafts yesterday, and basically you were able to see.
They came to our stand and
Okay.
actually pitched their ideas.
Okay.
Already?
To us.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
So it's like, and actually, I thought like maybe a week ago we got like mostly Russian-speaking teams.
Yeah.
But actually maybe half of the teams they are not non-Russian speaking, which is cool. So like we got
Yeah,
lots
that's
of
really
ideas
cool.
from all over the world.
Oh, that's so cool.
That's interesting.
So let's talk a little bit about Junction from the participators' point of view. So you've been participators last year, right?
Yes.
So what kind of challenges would you take part this year? Have you been looking for the other ones, like in the same track?
Actually, I would of course take part in our challenge
Yeah,
because
of
this was the idea.
Yeah, sure.
And actually, we tried to like create a challenge we would like to join. And actually, we have like maybe 3 teams from VK at Junction even
Oh, you
now.
do?
Yeah, and they can say we can't choose your challenge. So they went for other challenges, but they were very afraid of that. So they can't really join our challenge.
Yeah.
That was the idea.
All right.
Yeah.
That's interesting. How many teams?
Like 2 or 3.
So 3.
I think 2. Yeah, but really I bet on them because they're really strong. And
Yeah, that's true.
the ideas are really great.
All right.
So what do you think about Junction as a volunteer-based event? Do you have these kind of events in Russia, and what is so special about Junction?
Oh no, I think it's really good question to answer, and it's very big pleasure to answer this question. Because what actually impressed me last year here is the atmosphere, and I think it's really built around the team, core team, who actually organized the event. It's amazing to see because in Russia we have hackathons. First of all, we have our own hackathon actually, and this is one of the biggest in Russia. But it's company ruled, I would say. Yeah, which means that it's connected with branding, and everyone knows that it's commercial. I mean, for us, it's a reputational event, even though it's good. But here you can see people who are really very motivated and really happy to organize everything. And as we know, everyone is volunteering here, right? So
Yeah,
it's
That's cool.
totally uncommercial, and it's impressive. And this is great to see this university infrastructure and very young team, so many volunteers. And I think that this kind of projects, even though they are not so shiny, you know what I mean? Like they're not perfect, but have this home feeling. Like when we came yesterday and we saw all these booths and these tables, and everyone is hurrying up around, and this is like something very specific, and it's very nice to see.
Like a family event.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it's
Like
very
a-
family or
Yeah,
homey
yeah,
atmosphere.
yeah.
So thank you for this. Actually, I would say it's very rare to see.
It's hard to build, I would say. So
Yeah,
it's like-
exactly. And I mean, what's great is that you grow every year. Like we came last year, and even though the amount of participants is more or less the same, right?
Yeah,
But
this
yeah,
guy.
I was
Yeah, a
so
little bit more
impressed
visible.
with this number of applications. What, like
10,000?
10,000?
Yeah, all over the
This
world.
is crazy.
Yeah.
No, this is crazy. Like we have 400s, and I mean people who participated. We have around 1,000 people
In your own track.
Yeah.
In
Hackathon, yeah, and 10,000. That's great. And I mean, people come really from Australia. Like we have one team who work on our challenge, and the girl from there, she's from Australia, and I was like, wow, this is crazy.
Yeah.
No, really. So this
Very
event,
international teams.
yeah, this
building
is great.
together.
No, this event is really very, very nice.
Yeah, we're quite happy to be part of that.
Yeah, that's true.
Part
And
of-
we enjoy it. I mean, we have really good, like the guy who helps us all the time.
Yeah,
He's so nice.
So
Yeah.
for instance, we had problems yesterday with our laptops. We can't really connect to, and he just brought his laptop.
For 2 days, like you can take it
His
because
own
we need it more than
That's so
usually.
sweet.
Yeah.
Oh my
And,
God.
you know, all these
Lovely.
things,
This was
they're
good.
like so small, but this is very important and this is really nice.
Of course.
Oh,
Yeah.
lovely. Yeah, like a family, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Getting new families. How much do we have time? Should we get some live stream questions if there are any?
Yeah, just a second.
Which one? Yeah, I'll have. Let's talk a little bit more about. So you won't give us any sneak peek about tomorrow's solutions?
Well, there are, I would say.
You mentioned chatbots.
Yeah, but chatbots is like a very convenient way to prototype your idea because it's very easy to integrate into our platform. But there are teams. Actually, the thing is that we don't really limit the ideas to our platform.
Yeah.
So like you can do whatever you want.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's like the idea is just to improve the communications overall. It's not about VK communications and stuff.
Yeah,
Because we have a small price for using our platform.
Okay.
It's like only part of the challenge. So that was the idea.
So we have actually one question. I believe it's from Sweden. So what is the future in your business sector?
Well, VK, I would say it's like, the internet. Like everybody will go through VK.
Okay.
Get whatever. Actually, VK, maybe
Yeah.
it's not really known, but we have like everything. So for instance, like we have music in the platform. We have a video service. We have live streaming. We have Messenger. We have, for instance, a payment platform, which was launched like 2 months ago. We have podcasts. We have everything.
Yeah,
Every you
that's
can
it.
think we have in
Every you
VK.
can imagine. And
Yeah, so we try to like
Okay.
to supply every like whatever you want with those ideas. So we try to build the internet for everyone.
And you have like a newly released app.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah. It's like you can build your own small program inside our application.
All right.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's like pretty cool, and we actually try to like let teams use this service because it's very. For instance, it's like they don't really need to develop their own client software for instance, for a mobile phone. They can use our platform.
Okay.
It's pretty convenient and useful.
And all these features can be used in 68 languages.
Yeah.
All
So
right.
it's like
Nice.
60, it's like 80.
Yeah, almost 88 languages. We have a great team of interpreters who actually translate the website every day.
Everything.
Yeah, which is
Wow.
also great.
All right.
Yeah.
Actually, fun fact, for instance, like we have 1 million users in Brazil.
In
Oh.
Brazil also?
Yeah, which is
Okay.
pretty interesting. People use it.
Yeah, I wonder why they
You
are.
have,
Yeah.
you're also in there. I will make a profile too today.
Yeah,
I'll be honest. Yeah,
yeah,
we'll do it, we'll do it.
Actually, what's funny, we've got a really bigger amount of applications of registrations today.
Today?
Like from Finland even.
Finland,
Like we
Oh, go
have checked.
Finland.
Yeah.
Good job.
We have checked it, and I mean we can see which country
Yeah,
is
of
course,
registered, and we have.
So we on the rise.
Yeah, but peak
We're
today.
not popular in Finland
Yeah,
since yesterday.
just funny thing.
Cool.
Yeah,
Let's be friends, all right?
Yeah, okay, alright, yeah, you can add us. Yeah.
But yeah, I was scrolling through VK today, and I found that the money transferring feature was really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, this is my
Yeah.
personal pain. I mean, why? Because it's so useful and it's so comfortable to do, but it's not so popular as it could be. Maybe because we need to talk a little bit more about this, and I think we will. But it's something we really would like to promote more, because I would say it's like, for example, if we all together will go to have a coffee and someone will pay for everyone, so it's very easy to send money back without using phone numbers or card
You
numbers.
split the
nothing.
bill automatically.
Yeah, like for example,
Automatically,
yeah,
yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Like if we are 4 in the same chat, I can just post the amount of money, and it will be automatically shared between all of us. And you just need to, I mean, of course, submit the transfer, and I will get the money back, which is really nice. So you don't need to do anything.
So you basically have all services for all.
Yeah, that's
Keep it
people okay with that. You have to
communication.
try to like.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yes, because I guess that's the future, as there's designated apps for transferring money only.
Yeah, yeah.
Now it's like
Yeah.
the Yeah, but I guess we are running out of time.
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah.
Thank you very much
Really
for
pleasure
coming.
to talk to
Thank
you.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for the invitation.
Yes,
Yeah,
of course.
thank you.
Yeah. So we're gonna continue with our next guest after a short break.
Sitra will be on the stage, so stay tuned.
Yes. Thank you.
So, welcome to our second interview for today. We have Sitra here, and we have Juhani Luomukyny. Did I say that? Luomukyny, did I say it right? Okay, from Sitra here. So, please introduce yourself and tell us why Sitra is here today.
Okay. Hi all, pleased to meet you. I'm Juhani, senior lead from Sitra, and working currently in a fair data exchange project. And I'm a senior lead, but actually I'm an undercover enterprise architect, so let's keep that a secret.
Okay, okay.
For the whole world. About Sitra, we are a Finnish innovation fund and funding for the future. So we are grabbing things that usually nobody cares to grab or dares to grab.
Okay.
So we are a fund, and we have a substantial amount of assets and incomings from those we use to, start up new things.
You work in Finland with the Finnish Parliament, is that correct?
Under the Parliament.
Under the Parliament
jurisdiction, yes.
So for those that don't know what Sitra is and how it works in Finland, how would you describe it to those people?
Sitra was a gift from the Parliament to Finland, who was then 50 years ago, and to make Finland a better place for people in the future. To develop things that are usually under nobody's radar. Okay. So we are a kind of a strange bird. Nobody actually knows what we do. Everybody knows Sitra. Yeah, we know Sitra because it's a long word for Suomen itsenäisyyden rahasto. And when we asked, okay, do you know what Sitra actually does? Well, you do the future stuff. Yeah, we do the future stuff.
The future stuff, okay. So just FYI, if you guys have questions for Juhani and for Sitra today, go to the YouTube link that you're, watching hopefully right now, but it's Junction 2018 interview partner interviews, and there you can also ask live questions. So please feel free to ask any questions. I want to know right now, why are you partnering with Junction? What is the benefit for Sitra?
Well, the benefit, of course, good reputation, supporting the good thing. But in our project, we are funding something that's going to change the future. And if you want to change the future, what do you need? You need a project. In that project, we are doing the traditional things, proof of concepts, stuff like that. But from Junction, we are looking fresh perspectives, stuff that doesn't come up in the usual projects. So widening our perspective. And
you are working in the data economics
Data economics, yes.
So what's your challenge that you are working with?
Our challenge is something that, Maria described it very well. Go crazy. What if you had legal access to all the data sources you could imagine? What kind of services could you build for people?
All right.
And that was something that we kind of thought that, okay, we get some good stuff, and the reception has been huge. So actually I heard that 28 teams are trying to, beat our challenge. And we see 28, yeah.
Wow.
In the first year where we are here, we talk about metadata, which is something close to my heart. And we had 2 teams. So
it's been growing there. People have been more and more excited. So do you think the changes this year have gotten more teams excited to work with you?
I think that the metadata as a concept was too bad, too clever. Some guy said, no, this is too clever here for this place, for these people.
Yeah.
So this is something that you can use your imagination, and you don't have a limited set of, say, programming languages. Use this tool, but hey, open up your mind. Imagine what if you had all the data you could imagine.
So what kind of, do you have any examples? Have you been talking to some of the teams already, or do you know
I wouldn't want to reveal those things, but we had one idea, or I had one idea that, we have Facebook, we have Spotify and stuff like that. Don't try to build us a streaming service. But if you would combine data from Spotify, Tinder, the traffic, so which car you drive, and your tax income. That would be something kind of a interesting combination of data. Where would you use it? That's kind of a, putting different things together and try to combine them.
Nice.
And in this project, we are trying to enable these things to happen. So pilot projects actually implement the consent of giving permission to access your data and stuff like that. But it's in the services, the truth or the future is in the services. If the service providers get interested, okay, if we had all the data and the ideas coming from here, and the people that are building, there must be something that we haven't noticed before.
Yeah.
So something new is coming. I know.
I'm convinced that these people, the participants here, will come up with solutions that we will not be able to imagine right now.
I already saw something that was, on the radar of Gartner 2 weeks ago. So
really?
yeah.
Okay. So
we are there.
We're very much looking forward to tomorrow, seeing
Indeed.
the pitches and
Tomorrow morning, yeah.
Yep. Yep. So how do you collaborate together with the participants? Do you have mentors or?
Yeah, we have mentors from our organization, our partners, and the challenge has been that people come several times. Okay, these are the guys that come down 3 times, and each time different questions. So the concept is not easy.
Yeah.
So we try to, we have experts on designing a user interface and experts on integrating data and expert on public services. So kind of try to, grab certain points of the problem and try to, help people. I wasn't here last night, but I heard it was busy at the stage.
Yeah, I'm sure it was. And has that collaboration with Junction and with the participants developed over the years while Sitra has been here at Junction?
Well, we have been here. I don't know if it's come from the fact that we have, so many teams. So the first Junction was kind of nobody's interested in our thing, and we thought this was so good.
Yeah.
And now, we need help, and help is available. How can we manage 28 teams? And soon we ask those questions, help comes. But we didn't need any help, 3 years ago. We were kind of our own. If that was your question.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's very interesting to find out more about that. So, we talked about this earlier already, but if you were to participate, what would you be building? Regardless if you know what challenges are available or not, but if you had 48 hours to do something, what would it be?
Something that would have a business value. Computers, you can do stuff with computers. You can buy that, or you can sell that, or lease that, whatever. But if you have a business idea of a service there's a new service, there's a value there. Something like that would be
something like
my radar. Yeah.
Okay. Sounds interesting. I've been participating at Junction before, and it's always, amazing to, meet new people and then decide on what you're going to actually be doing. And I think for the audience here, there's people watching this that are not here right now, and I think it's always, important to understand and explain to them as well, what is the vibe here? How do people work together? How would you describe Junction as an event?
Controlled chaos. Because lots of people from different places, cultures, backgrounds, and somehow you make it work. Because if you walk in and it's noise and people running, and there's a structure underneath there. So you've been doing this and we do this well.
Yeah, yeah.
And the vibe, guy WhatsApp, in a WhatsApp group thought it's electric. At our stand, yeah.
Okay.
And it was.
So there's a lot of communication dynamic and
people are queuing. Hey, we want to ask these questions.
Wow.
Yeah. And that was strange and new.
That's nice. Definitely. I'm actually getting in some live questions here.
Okay.
So first question I'd like to ask you is, isn't the EU very conservative about sharing user data?
User data meaning something, okay, let's assume that user data is something that you have access to. It's your personal data. Yes, and our project is based on GDPR, which is the legislation from last May, that you have the right to, control what's done with your data. You can deny access, and we are building our solution on top of that. So we are materializing GDPR.
Okay, so it's always GDPR compliant.
Exactly. Yeah.
Nice. What about another question is, what is the most futuristic job at Sitra?
Futuristic job?
Yeah. We're talking about building the future and You know, what are some new jobs, some futuristic jobs that you can think of at Sitra?
Well, of course, what we are doing now is something that nobody has done before. Jobs at Sitra, I would expect that being a senior advisor with your own background, bringing something to the Sitra community that they don't have before, that would be futuristic. But we have stuff going on that's trying to change the world. How do we consume? How do we treat our leftovers of food? How we reuse them? That would be something, building a model. Sustainability, something in that area, I think definitely futuristic.
Okay, nice.
Hope that answers the question.
I hope so too. And I have one last question.
Okay.
You're working under a Finnish parliament. Will new innovations created at Junction also be spread also in other countries?
Yes, we are. For instance, the solutions that are built into pilot projects, they are released as open source after the project, so it goes to Finland, of course, but as we are building an international project, it will be spread globally for free.
Nice.
A gift from Finland.
Do you know exactly what countries usually are targeted here, or?
Well, Europe mostly, because
mostly.
the GDPR is active in Europe, but we have had contacts, for instance, from Japan.
Really?
You are doing things in an interesting way. Should we discuss?
Okay.
So, individual companies.
Yeah. So has this been while working here at Junction, and you probably meet a lot of international people. How does that collaboration work? Do you have to explain a lot to them what GDPR means, and how does that?
To Europeans, no.
To Europeans, no.
Yeah, and we talked a lot about electric identity this morning. There are countries, like in Finland, we have it. It's been running for several years or decades. There are countries in Europe that don't have anything. So it was a very good discussion about
electric identity.
Yeah.
So
identifying yourself in the digital world.
Right.
Safely.
Safely.
Yeah.
Sounds really interesting. Wow.
It is interesting. Yeah. And it's on everybody's table at the moment.
Yeah.
So
I
how do we manage these things?
I can imagine. So to wrap up, if you had something to tell to the viewers today, what would you say about Junction, about Sitra, about the collaboration? Why is this important?
I don't know. I didn't know this yesterday, but today I know that we have reached something that we didn't know we were missing.
Okay.
So that's a good, slot for Junction. Find out something that you didn't know you were missing.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a very nice advice. All right. So find something that you didn't know you were missing.
Yeah.
Love it. Love it. Juhani, thank you so much. You guys can be found on the second floor.
Yeah, Sitra.
So for the people that are here today watching this from the venue, please go ahead and visit Juhani and Sitra on the second floor and go ask any questions. I think this is very interesting. And yeah, thank you so much for being here. Thank you.
Pleasure. Thank you.
Okay, so we are live again, and thank you very much, Ville Aho from Relics, in joining our live stream session. And so, for our audience, Relics is a fast-growing software company which creates and develops products that help retailers to accurately forecast consumption of goods, reduce inventory costs, increases availability, and cuts out waste. I mean, that sounds efficient. So, so let's go into our questions and discussions. So we are really eager to hear what brings you to Junction 2018.
Well, first of all, this is our first year here. And, well, we felt that it was quite natural for us to come here because our history is very much tied with Aalto University. Our founders are actually from Aalto University, and the entire company was established like around research that was done by these Aalto guys.
Okay.
So in that sense, we are like trying to be quite active with the university, and this is like one of the ways. But now, first time for us to be here.
So obviously, yeah, the roots are here in Aalto, so it's awesome to be in here.
Yeah. So and also, of course, we heard good things about this, and also felt that it would be probably something fun to do, and also gives us the opportunity to actually demonstrate what we do, because we, in a way, I guess you could say that we work in the shadows like all the cool superheroes. So
like Batman.
Yeah. So we work with these big retail chains. So people are maybe more familiar with their brands than ours, but we are like on the doing business with them.
So things are just magically working, and you're the guys behind it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Are we able to ask which kind of brands are you working with?
Yeah, sure. Well, S Group is one of the biggest in Finland, for example. But then, of course, we are a global company, so we have very big customers globally also. Mainly in the Central Europe, UK, and North America. Those are the main markets for us.
So this is your first time in Junction and in a volunteer kind of event, is it? Or have you been taking part this kind of events? So basically what I'm asking is that in the last interview in Sitra, they said that it's like controlled chaos, what's happening in here. How do you feel? Like how does the volunteer event works for you guys?
Maybe that could be like one way to describe it. But we have taken part in Sloss, for example, which is in a way like similar. But yeah, I guess controlled chaos could be used.
So what are you expecting from this year's Junction? Are you expecting for employees, future employees, or like obviously good ideas that you will flourish in the future?
Yeah, I guess all of those things, and also like just to let people know like what it is that we actually do. And I think this gave us the opportunity to demonstrate, like in a practical way, at least one of the like aspects that could be done with our software. And yeah, we are growing quite rapidly, so we are adding like maybe like around 100 or 150 new people like each year.
Okay, wow.
Now we're 550 globally, but growing quite rapidly. So we are constantly seeking for new talent, and of course we are a software company, so the fight for IT talent is very fierce. So of course that is also something that's important to us, to find good people, and of course keep the connection to Aalto University.
Of course.
Because it's a very valuable way for us to get. We have actually quite a few people from Aalto.
Yeah.
Oh, I can imagine. Yeah. So you mentioned about that you wanna people know like what you're practically doing.
Yeah.
And so you're in a track digital retail, and your challenge is the zero waste shop, and you've actually built like a practical proper shop in here. Could you tell about that?
Yeah. like the smallest shop.
Yeah, like a small, tiny little mini shop. Yeah.
Well, it's basically like a shelf, but yeah. Well, the idea is that we have this shelf full of candy, so we are kind of like trying to simulate like a shop kind of environment. Then we have a camera which is pointed to the shelf, and then we have a barcode scanner. So these like we are trying to, or we are creating the data for the challenge in real time, so people can come and get candy from the shelf, and then they scan it, and then the camera also films the shelf, and these are like the 2 data points that we have, and then people can use this data to hopefully create something meaningful. It's kind of open challenge, but it demonstrates like what we actually do. So and what we offer to our customers. So one of the ways to or what could be done, for example, is to create some sort of forecasting model that would forecast like or some algorithm that would forecast like what's the future demand, for example, these
what
kind
people
of
are buying and
yeah, because that's actually what we are doing. So creating different sort of forecasts.
Are shops already using that kind of data measuring tools, like right now?
Yeah,
Like
at least our customers.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Like all of them, or is it like you have all the setup basically there to show like what all you would get from one shelf?
Of course, well, with our software you can do multiple of things. This is just like one small thing that is like
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
But
demonstrating it. But yeah, one of the benefits for our customers that they can, for example, cut down on the amount of spoiled food in average of 30% because
That's great.
of the accurate forecasting, so that they know exactly how much to order and how much and at what time.
So you're after saving the world, basically.
Yeah, we
with
have
your
this sort of like
solution,
world.
making better
Yeah,
the
that's a
world.
kind of
Yeah.
a trend.
Yeah.
Now going.
Yeah. Saving the planet. I know.
Saving-
yeah.
Like-
But yeah, I mean, like as a grocery store shopper, I haven't seen any kind of cameras attached anywhere.
Yeah.
You know, like pointing to the shelves. So, what kind of techniques then are you using, or?
Well, I don't know if any companies are actually using like cameras. I know they are exploring like the options or opportunities of using some sort of robots that are filming, but we are not actually doing that at the moment. Basically what we do is that we get the data from our customers, so it's our customers, then they have their ways of collecting the data, and then we just get huge amounts of data from our customers and then number crunch it in our software and create these forecasts.
And so about the challenge that we are having here at Junction. So yesterday the teams were submitting their drafts. So were you surprised about the ideas that they had, and have they been talking with you interactively all the time, like what's going on, and where they should go with their ideas?
There were some like interesting ones, but yeah, our developers are here and they are mostly the people who are dealing with or supporting the teams with the challenges. But yeah, it's interesting like to see like what they come up.
Have you been
like
talking with them yet, so you know what kind of solutions there will come, or?
Yeah, our people have. been
mentoring.
Yeah,
and,
been mentoring them,
yeah. What kind of mentors do you have? What kind of problems do you help them with?
Well, we just try to be there, and if they have any questions.
Any questions?
Yeah.
Nice. And so you mentioned that so basically you want to see, or you want to figure out what people, the actual customers, are buying. So does this mean that basically in the future, when making new solutions, you want to focus more in the real customer and not the retailer? So basically the views are going even more deeper in the markets. So okay, does it feel like in Junction that you'd like people to put their eyes on your customers' basically? So you want to do you feel like they're your real customers in the end, like that you're supporting?
Yeah,
Sorry, that was a bit weird question.
Well, I guess you could say that, but like I mentioned, we work with the retailers, and then they collect the data. And but yeah,
you're interested about their
customers.
Yeah,
of course. And we do have other products as well, but this main product that we are developing here in Helsinki is this forecasting tool.
You'd like to get them in the big picture, and try them on that.
But the entire like retail sector is of course interesting to us, and we try to offer like solutions for that whole thing, not just one corner of it.
Yeah, thank you.
So if you would be participating in Junction in one of the teams and you would take on challenges, what kind of tips would you give to teams, or how would you approach the challenges? Like if you would select, have you checked out the other challenges?
Some of them, yes. I think they're quite interesting. Of course, I'm not a developer myself, so I don't know if I would pick something. I think I would probably either pick something that is meaningful, like that's like the Relex way of doing things, like creating something that actually adds value. Or then something game related.
Okay.
Because that's just cool.
And I mean, it is. So are we having live questions?
Yeah, I'm just checking. There's one.
Right.
What IoT technology is a must-have now and in the future that at the physical retail stores? What IoT technology is a must-have?
Well, that's a bit difficult question.
Large question,
I don't know, because we are not like physically present at the stores. We just do magic with the data that we get from our customers, and it's kind of their thing to deal with all the physical things, like how they collect data and that sort of stuff at the store level.
So it depends about the solution, obviously, or
data is the new oil.
New oil, that's what they say.
And then there is also another live question. What are the most innovative store concepts in your option? Maybe Amazon or?
Well, yeah, the Amazon concept is of course interesting, and I don't know if that's going to be mainstream, but like I mentioned, the data is basically a thing that we can do magic with, and then of course the retailers, like it's their business if they want to have cashiers there. It's just like how they collect the data, and we get the data, and then we use our algorithms and whatnots to actually create something meaningful out of that data.
So you've been chatting with the teams. How many teams are taking part in your challenge?
I'm not actually sure how many. I'm
2 to 10 or
something like that.
Okay.
A few.
And well, we'll hear tomorrow what kind of solutions.
It's interesting to see.
Yeah, definitely. I'm checking if there's no live questions yet. But yeah, tell a little bit more about, I don't know, I'd like to hear about that, like how it actually, like your solutions, what you're making. Like you mentioned already, like saving waste, so that shops won't be selling that much, won't be wasting products. But some other, like, well, you haven't been talking with the teams right now, but like, what's your idea of like, in which direction the shops are going, retail shops? Like, what is the future of retail shops when you look at it from your business point of view? Is it that we're going to know everything about the customers? We're going to see where they're going, what they're buying?
I think we probably already do.
Yeah, well, obviously, but like even in the small shops, like if you look at the whole world, like now, in Finland, for example, S Market is and S company is the biggest retailers, but like even in the whole world scale, like is this technology going to go everywhere around the world, even in small shops? What do you think? Is it expensive to get in use?
Is it scalable?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. So basically we work with the big chains, not like individual stores. So, for example, S Group, they have like large Prismas, and then they have smaller Alebas, for example, and it's scales to all of this. But yeah, it's of course interesting. Like the data amounts are huge.
Yeah.
So it's just like what you find is like meaningful, and how you actually use this data to actually create something that adds value.
Yeah, what's valuable in there? How to use it?
Yeah.
That's it.
And when it comes to our software, it's kind of nice in that way that it's basically good for everyone. So the customers win because they can cut down or save costs because no spoilers and that sort of things. Like the customers who go to the store to buy milk, they win because the availability of products is better. You can know whenever you go to buy milk, there's milk on the shelf. But then on the other hand, never too much so that it would spoil. So the environment wins also. So it's like win-win to all parties.
Yeah, and probably the costs of products is also lower because it's more optimized for the retailers.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, and I would just want to ask one question. I'm not sure if you know the kind of a statistics, but how much waste have you saved, like, with your software and with your retails? Is there any estimation?
Actually, I'm not entirely sure. That would be interesting to know.
Okay.
Yeah. But like I mentioned, the customers are quite huge, and if you can from those amounts, if you can cut it down by 30%, it's very significant.
Yes, it is. It is, obviously.
And it says here that you operate with agile methodologies and that you have autonomous and flexible teams.
Yeah.
Is that, could you tell more about like what kind of way of working is that, and are the teams here in Junction, are they working in a similar way as how you're operating?
I would assume that they are. It's kind of the way that developers like to work at the moment. Like I mentioned, well, we are not. I wouldn't describe us as a startup anymore because the company has over 10 years of history and over 550 employees. But in a way, we are very like startup-y when it comes to the culture and way we do things. So very low hierarchy, and the teams have a lot of like say, and especially in the product development, we trust that the developers have the best knowledge. So they
know how to work, and
we could, I think, have a last question about also Junction, about your partnership. Like, how do you feel about this event, volunteer-based event, and what is so great about Junction?
At least there's a lot of people, and from all over the world, which is great to see. It's also like very kind of resembles Relex because we are also very like international. Even in our Helsinki office, we have a lot of foreign people. I think the vibe seems interesting, and this sort of like events like feel like a natural fit for us rather than like maybe more commercial kind of things. So.
Do you think you're going to come back next year?
Let's see.
Okay, but I guess that's a wrap. And thank you very much, Ville-Aho, for joining our session today. And it was an interesting discussion and good answers for the questions. And best of luck for the challenge and for the teams, obviously.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Thank you.